Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Ali
And my name is Max.
and we're gonna be taking you for a tour in St Augustine today.
St. Augustine is located on Florida's Palm Coast, on the east coast, northeast coast of Florida, right under Jacksonville. Today we're going to be showing you some of the top spots, some of the things you should visit on your trip here. And we're actually going to start off with the St. Augustine Lighthouse, which is right there behind us. So follow along. So the Lighthouse Museum seems to be dedicated to a lot of the surveying that is done here. There are archaeological digs from the Spanish colonies, English colonies, has a lot of different souvenirs from the time, little archaeological digs. You'll see different pots, pans, different coins, and different things they find from shipwrecks and a lot of the other things. So it seems like most of the city used to be not as much underwater as it is now. So as they go scuba diving and as they go exploring underwater, they find a lot of these items in shipwrecks and actually under the sea. Starting on our 219 steps, it's like 14 stories. So I thought it would be worse, but it's not that bad. We'll see how I feel once we get up top, but it's quite manageable and it gets breezy as you go up the stairs. What do you think, babe? How are you feeling back there?
I'm excited right now. I don't think I'm gonna be in a little bit.
See you guys up there. So we made it to the top of the lighthouse. A beautiful view from the top. I'll show you some of these shots. They're absolutely gorgeous. The walk is definitely worth it. What do you think?
It's not a lot. You're like, oh my god, it's so tall. 2018 steps. 200. 219
It's 14
steps.
flights. I mean, if you're in decent shape, it's a pretty not bad walk. But it can be tough for some. But the view up here is beautiful. You have a nice view of all of St. Augustine and the areas nearby, the beaches, the water. It's really gorgeous. And you cool down at the top because there's a breeze. Feels really, really amazing.
Yeah.
That was fun while it lasted, huh?
It was so good. I feel like I just went through something with my hair. But it was very cool.
It was not back down 140 stairs. So we made it to this little cute trail that goes by the lighthouse. I think we've seen everything pretty much there. We looked at the lighthouse, we looked at a couple of the museums, and it was a pretty cool experience overall. Nice little trail to be able to do during the middle of the day. It's really hot. It's like 94,
Very
95
hot.
degrees, but the shade definitely helps. There's a little breeze, not so much, but definitely bring a lot of water, a lot of water, and dress lightly. So that's something I could say. So that's definitely it for the lighthouse. Our next stop is going to be the center, the downtown of St. Augustine. I think St. George Street, around that area. We're going to go check out the museums. We're going to go take a look at some of the little shops and just walk around and see what the downtown area has to offer. So we've made it to our second stop on this trip, the Lightner Museum. We're going to spend probably about an hour here walking around, looking at the sights. There seems to be a lot of history here, a lot of paintings, a lot of beautiful art overall. So a little history behind this museum. This building originally was a hotel. It was a hotel. At some point it started to get a little bit run down, and then the gentleman who the museum is named after, Otto Lightner, made a deal with the city to purchase this building. So the total cost of the property was $150,000 at the time, which might not seem like a lot of money, but during the 1900s, it was definitely a pretty hefty amount. The deal he made with the city was he was going to invest $125,000, and his partner, the city, St. Augustine, would put in $25,000. And the reason he wanted to purchase this building was he needed an area to house all of his collections. So the glass, the paintings, all the lions, and all the other crazy stuff that's downstairs. he used to live in Chicago, and he felt like that might have not been so safe anymore for his exhibits, and he was definitely worried about them. So he purchased the building. He put in a lot of work to bring it into beautiful shape and make it look nice. And the deal he made with the city was that after his passing, he would be buried here, and the city would continue maintaining his collection and his art, which is what he would be known for. Pretty cool history, and pretty amazing part of history. So that's it for the Lightner Museum. We've officially walked out of the front. We're kind of in the center of St. Augustine now. Behind me is where we were, the Lightner Museum. And then as you've seen, we're in the center. So right there is the college. I believe it's St. Augustine College. They have the Casa Monica right there. Nice little beautiful area in the center of town. A lot of greenery. There's a fountain in between, and the weather cooled down. We're getting closer to 4 o'clock. It was a perfect way to spend the day, get away from the heat inside the museum, and now we're gonna walk around the city. So now we're on our way to the Fountain of Youth. We're gonna hop in the car. It's kind of on the opposite side of town, the northern side of St. Augustine, so we're gonna go to the Fountain of Youth. It's starting to get a little cloudy. Hopefully it doesn't rain, but we'll see what happens. Ready to be forever young?
So to be my birthday, so let's see if I get younger. This feels weird.
Right. How's it taste?
I mean, it tastes like water. It smells a little weird. I mean, it has a taste, but it's water at the end of the day.
Pretty cool. It's not that strong of a cream, but it's strong enough.
Yeah.
Oh wow, that tastes horrible. That tastes really horrible. It has like a burnt taste. Like if you could imagine like a match, what a match tastes like. Water. I mean, I'll drink it if I could be forever young, but not the best tasting thing I've had, that's for sure. Yep, now we're gonna go ahead and that one go right there. Would not recommend. Solid 2 out of 10.
The water doesn't taste good at all. It has a weird water taste. It's water at the end of the day, but it has a weird taste. There is a lot of weird noises.
Pretty sure that's the peacocks that make that noise. They sound like cats.
We believe it's them because there is a lot of them around. They're so beautiful. There is a lot of them around, just walking in the parking between the people like nothing. But I haven't seen anything like when they open.
So don't mind the peacocks in the back. But the Fountain of Youth is a little bit on the pricier end. It's about $18 a person to come in, right? It was 18?
Yes.
$18 a person to come in. The Fountain of Youth experience was interesting. Tasted like tap water, but you know, with some matches in it. I don't know, it's a weird experience. You have to try it for yourself if you're here. But it's a huge space. It says 15 acres. It's a planetarium, a couple different museum exhibits, a lot of different buildings, some ancient tombs apparently too, some burial sites of some I think Spanish explorers and some Indians, some Native Americans that were over here during the time. Pretty cool way to walk around. I would definitely recommend to come here when it's cooler, later in the day, so that you don't have to walk around in the sweltering 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock heat. 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock definitely makes a difference, I'll tell you that much. So what that was the first Catholic Native American or Indian burial site that was discovered. So when they discovered the Fountain of Youth here, when they discovered the burial sites there, they came across this here. And what you saw was an actual burial site as it was found in the ground. And they were found in boxes and caskets of Native Americans, which shows that this was actually a Catholic burying. It wasn't something that was done by the Native Americans themselves. Because when the Spanish colonists came over here and some of the Indian Native American population died off due to diseases or other natural causes, they buried them in this particular site. Go ahead, baby, try them out. Which one's the heaviest? Oh, well, you've been working out in the gym recently? No?
No.
Okay, next one. Okay, that's better. Okay, third time's a charm. There you go. Not much better, but you know, we're getting there. We're getting there. So the idea behind this is whichever one uses more rope is easier to lift. So the combination, the pulley system with the most rope makes it easier to lift. Let's now actually try to do this. Oh shit! Oh, that's not easy. That's not easy. 60 pounds. Okay, so number 2. Definitely lighter, easier. Final attempt with the most rope. Oh, that's very easy. It's a lot easier than the other 2. I guess the more rope that is involved, the easier it makes it to lift it off the ground. Pretty cool, pretty cool. And this was discovered in 1565, one of the most important tools on the ship. Pretty cool. We haven't climbed enough steps today, have we, baby? 200 lighthouse steps were definitely not enough. Here we go. We got like another 50 or 70, whatever this is. St Augustine clearly has a thing for stairs, traditional watchtowers, but hopefully the view from up here is worth it. So from this watchtower, the Spanish would have a view of all the ships coming in. You could perfectly see the ocean right over there. There's a little harbor, there's some buildings right there, but from this watchtower you could easily see any boats coming in. And this would be a lot less inhabited during the time, so there would be a lot less boats, there would be a lot less buildings, a lot less construction, so the view would also be a lot easier, and height was definitely their advantage. So if there was any other ships, Portuguese, English, anything like that coming into harbor, they'd be able to alert whoever was nearby and prepare for battle. So behind me we have Ponce de Leon. Ponce de Leon was one of the first Spanish conquistadors or Spanish conquerors that sailed to the United States, that actually made the first permanent Spanish colony, within the United States. He himself actually first discovered Puerto Rico. He was the governor of Puerto Rico, or current San Juan, and at some point the King of Spain removed him from his position and gave him the mission of finding more land. So he took a couple of ships and he sailed up north, at which point he discovered current Florida, the eastern coast of Florida, and he created the first permanent colony of St. Augustine, which is where we are now. St. Augustine is full of history, as you've seen so far. It's full of Spanish conquerors, right? Spanish who originally landed here. There's been a lot of battles between the English and the Spanish, and then eventually also has a lot of American and Civil War history here. Pretty cool historical town to explore, and we still got a lot more ahead of us.
Nothing, just asking myself, why are the males so beautiful, colorful, shining, majestic, and the female is just like,
yeah, it's crazy. These things, these peacocks, oh my god, look at how loud he is. There is so many of them here. There's probably hundreds of them here, and they're huge. I'm sure you've seen a couple of videos of them already, but they are beautiful, and especially when their tails open up. I don't know if that's a sign of mating. I don't know what it is. I'm no peacock expert, but pretty cool overall. Pretty cool little find in the Fountain of Youth, huh?
It's beautiful. And those colors of the neck and the body, the super shiny.
Yep. And it's absolutely crazy. These peacocks are like the highlight of this Fountain of Youth. I'm not gonna lie. They're literally everywhere. When I mean everywhere, they're everywhere. I don't know what's up with them. I don't know why there's so many of them. None of the signs really explain it, but they're everywhere, literally. It's like the highlight of the whole place. Everywhere you go, they're on every little street walking around. They're all making their own little displays or mating, making crazy noises. You'll be standing around and you hear some wild cat noises, which is the closest thing it sounds to from the corner of my eye. I've never seen this many in one place. It's pretty interesting, pretty cool. They're absolutely everywhere. I can't say it enough. Would have never expected it. Out of all things, peacocks. Some peacock mating in action. I think he has officially chosen his target. It's been quite uneventful though, not very eventful. Just kind of been staring at her and slowly making his approach. They haven't really moved. Oh, here we go. Okay, I think she's running away. Okay, I think he's given up. There's plenty of other options. Like they say, there's other fish in the sea. He has chosen another target. But seemingly not successful again. Okay, think a little too young for you, buddy. A little too young for you. I don't know. Not a very successful day, huh? I feel for you, little guy. I feel for you. So we stumbled along this little street with these little cute shops on the inside. So you're walking along the main street in St Augustine, St George I believe it's called, and on the outside into like a couple stores, there's all these little different shops that you see on the side all over the place. Anything from clothing, jewelry, restaurants, ice cream, t-shirts. It's pretty interesting. It's a nice way to walk around, and you could also get away in the heat. So if you're here during the day, you could come inside and cool off while you're walking through the streets and still looking around. One other really crazy thing to me is just how many people there are out here. So we're on 4th of July weekend when we're here, so that's understandable. We're also in the middle of a pandemic, and their streets are completely packed. Like, this is something that would look like not in the middle of a pandemic, but it's pretty interesting to notice. There's a lot of people walking around, business pretty much as normal. I would say about maybe 40%, 50% of the people do have masks and are wearing them outside. Most businesses do require it on the inside. Just a different, interesting viewpoint on that. So what did you think of the restaurant, babe?
The restaurant that we went to, it was pretty cool. The atmosphere, it was pretty good.
Yeah.
But it's a Cuban restaurant. It's one of the oldest.
Spanish.
Cuban.
Spanish? Cuban?
Cuban. It's one of the oldest restaurants in Florida.
And the decor inside was amazing. They had a lot of paintings. They had a couple of fountains inside. It was just a beautiful, beautiful view all around. Just how everything looked. The design of the restaurant itself was amazing. I personally had ropa vieja to eat, which is a traditional Cuban dish. It's like pulled kind of pork, but it's not pork. It's beef with rice and some veggies on the side, and it was really delicious overall. And then you had
I got palomillo, that it's a type of like a steak, thin steak with a lot of onions. It was just rice and maduros, that it would be plantains. Yeah.
We thought about getting dessert. It looked really, really good, but we decided to get some ice cream in the street that we're walking through now. Hopefully we find a pretty good ice cream spot to enjoy.
There is a lot of, in this area, there is a lot of ice cream places. So we're just trying to see which one it's gonna be the winner.
Let's see if we find something. So behind me we have the northernmost wall of the colonial St. Augustine. So this right here would be the Cuban line, is what they called it. So what they would do is they would sit on the southern part, or just right behind this wall right here, and they would sit with their rifles and they would aim it that way, which at that point was nothing but marshes, nothing but clear land, and they would defend the city, and which the city is still that way behind us. And then they would have the fort, which would be defending from any battleships or any other ships that were attacking potentially. And then they had the whole city pretty much surrounded. So this was the Cuba line, and then there was another line in the westmost portion of the city to defend the city from the west. So the city was completely covered by wall, and it was very, very defendable, very well built by the Spanish overall. So you might be asking, why did we leave Castillo de San Marcos for last? It's one of the major touristic destinations of St. Augustine. A lot of people come here to see this specific area of the city, and it's on a lot of people's main touristic destinations. Well, unfortunately, as you heard earlier in the video, we came here in the middle of the pandemic. So even though a lot of the city's already reopening and a lot of the shops are opening, a lot of the museums are opening, the fort itself is still closed. So we thought, you know, let's prioritize the museum, Lightner Museum, that we went to, and walking around the town first to knock that out of the way. And since we're not going to miss out on anything, since it's already closed, you can't really miss out on it, we were going to come walk around during sunset. So unfortunately the weather didn't really play out. Well, maybe kind of did, because it's less hot. We came here in the second part of the day to walk around and see what it's like, and we'll definitely show you guys as well. That's what it takes right there. She saw the ice cream and now she's happy. You know what they say? Happy girlfriend, happy life, huh? She's definitely happy now. No better way to end the day than with some delicious.
It's so good.
Presentation's beautiful, and I'm about to taste how delicious it is. What do you think? How delicious is it?
It's really good.
1 to 10.
10, 11.
Okay. And that's it for our trip to St. Augustine. I hope you guys enjoyed the trip as much as we did.
Yeah. One tip very important is that if you guys are planning to come here, you guys have to plan to come early because a lot of places they close at 5.
Yeah.
So you want to hit all the places before
and
it
there's
closes.
a lot of stuff to do here, between museums, streets to walk around, restaurants to eat, and just general things to do. It's a very fun trip, so make sure you have plenty of time overall. And that's really it for the video. If you enjoyed, make sure you drop a like, and don't forget to subscribe. Check out all the other videos we have on our channel, and tag along for the next one. Bye bye.